Tell me why. I just recorded the best reading ever, and I don't know what happened. It's just stopped recording. Every time I looked down, I was like, I have more time. I have more time. I have more time. But I didn't have more time. It wasn't recording at all. Okay, anyways. If you want an oracle reading, please stay tuned. Please show me, Holy Spirit, the energy of the person watching. Thank you. We have change course here. It says, adjust your expectations, look for something new. Captain, instructor, broker, travel for work. Okay, so you could be starting a new project. I know I resonate with that. Okay, so changing course, starting something new. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to leave all of your old projects behind, but feel inspired for something exciting. We have gold harvest here. It says raise bonus, new position, let your talents flourish. Culinary arts, finance, farming, and rewarding work. Okay, interesting. So you could be doing some research on a new home business is something that I'm picking up on. You could be growing something and selling it as well. We have leadership here on the bottom of the deck. So you could be somebody who has felt called to a leadership position most of your life. You could be somebody who, when you don't know how to do something, you research how to do it. You watch other people do it. You could be really good with Google. We have Spotlight just tried to jump out at me when I tried to put the deck down. So it says, attract the right attention, follow your true passion. Okay, so if you're feeling like your passion is exhausted or extinguished at this time, that could be why you're being told to try something new, because it's going to reignite for you. Anything else? Thank you. We have Ten of Swords and the Ace of Coins. Oh, I'm sorry, the Page of Coins came out. Okay. Okay, so I was just checking in to see if this was like a younger person in your life that was going through a difficult time. But I gotta know. So I'm feeling like this could be a message regarding your finances that's creating a lot of pain, or this could be something that happened in your past energy, and that could be why you're feeling a call to change course. Oh, you know what this is? Why did I get a no? You know what this is? Look at this card here. Two of Feathers. Okay, that's why. Because Spirit just explained to me that it's not like an immediate danger or a physical pain. This is like a metaphorical pain. So it is related to a child, but it has to do with the story of God test Abraham's faith. And this is the card that I pulled yesterday. And a lot of people have a problem with this story, because they're like, why would God ask Abraham to sacrifice his child? And that's not a God of love. The Bible sometimes talks about God in a way that we're like, why would God think that way if God is love? And the way that I see this parable, the way that I see that it's metaphorically supposed to be put, is that sometimes a child can represent a creation, right? It could represent a business that we see as our baby, or it could be a sacred space. Like if you take like a car, a vintage car that you put a lot of work into and that you just feel at peace when you're sitting inside of it, like a sacred space that we've created, an art project, whatever this is. Sometimes we're called to sacrifice it for whatever reason, for whatever purpose. God asked us to take a different route, to change course, right? To change your plan, to be flexible, to be willing to let things go. And I pulled this card yesterday and I was like, say less, God. That channel that I've been working on that, causes me a lot of frustration lately. I've caught myself every single time I had to do a message in the last month. I was like, but I don't want to deliver this message. The one that I'm seeing in front of me, I don't want to deliver this message. So after a while, I was like, why don't I stop delivering those messages, right? And so I saw this card, and when I see this story come up for me, it's always like, okay, let's sacrifice this passion project that I've been pouring a lot of effort into for however many years. It's time to let it go and to start something new. But this time I woke up this morning, and with the TikTok everything shutting down here, I had a friend from here that had subscribed to the channel that I was about to let go. And to me, it felt like a ram in the bush moment where God came in at the last minute and was like, I'm not actually asking you to let this go. And so I had to really meditate on that and pray about it and like try to figure out, reflect on what it is that God was guiding me to do with this story. And it came up in conversation where I was always defaulting back to, well, I gave you time. And that could be why I was like, I have time. I was like, I gave you a deadline of like, okay, I can wait until this happens. And then that came and went. And I was like, okay, then I can wait until this happens. And then that came and went. And then I was like, okay, I'll wait a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And it got to the point where I was like, okay, God, I could wait all day, my whole life. I'll wait. And I'm going to love you regardless, no matter what happens. But my kids are, they're teenagers. Okay, there's only a couple years left of their childhood. And I was like, and I wanted it to be different. So I'm going to have to change my course. I'm going to have to make a new plan. And God said, do you trust me? Are you willing to put your faith in me above even your love for your child? And that was a question where, of course, you want to immediately say, of course, God, I trust you. But it's your child, right? And so God said, do you really think that I'm going to let them down? And I was like, no, I believe, I have faith that you're going to come through for us. And God said, are you willing to sacrifice the future that you had envisioned for them for the one that I have planned for them? And I actually wore it today. It says, trust God's plan, for he knows best. For he knows best. Because I need a reminder. We have shame in reverse and beginnings. There's no shame in starting fresh, especially if it's to bring you joy, okay, in this shadowy and vast world that we're in. Reflections. The death is the shadow of creation, right? And if we're all reflections of lessons, right? There's really no shame in letting go, thinking of you in reverse. We got metamorphosis also in reverse. So going back to my friend showing up at the last minute, they were like, I didn't want to lose touch. Like, I didn't want to lose touch with you. And I was like, it is going to be hard. For the people that do matter, if I keep starting over, right? So let's get some clarity with that. Excuse me. I didn't mean to be like, it happens when I'm channeling. We have picture perfect. Being idealistic, high maintenance, too good to be true. I feel like the guidance here is that there is going to be an outcome that feels too good to be true because you trusted God's plan. We have between the lines, what they don't say, listen to your intuition. It's not what you think. And gnome alone. Single for a while, being independent and go out by yourself. I feel like if you are going through a season of isolation right now, it has a lot to do with you being able to tune into your intuition, to hear the answers to your prayers correctly and clearly, because there is a plan here for you and your family. Perfect match. Could be the one. Lots in common, and give it a chance. Give God a chance to show you the future that God has envisioned for you. Why is the reflections here?